passenger on this plane who had fish for dinner will become violently ill in the next half hour.
Just how serious is it, Doctor?
Extremely serious. Starts with a slight fever, dryness of the throat. As the virus penetrates the red blood cells, the victim becomes dizzy. Begins to experience an itching, a rash. From there, the poison goes to work on the central nervous system, causing severe muscle spasms, followed by the inevitable drooling. At this point, the entire digestive system collapses, accompanied by uncontrollable flatulence, until finally the poor bastard is reduced to a quivering, wasted piece of jelly.
A while back, I made a video, and I talked about the fact that I do have moments when I wish I had the personality to be a full-time YouTube gamer. But the truth is I don't, and I also don't have the ego for it. You really have to have a certain, I don't know, you have to have enough confidence in yourself. And I don't think it's necessarily ego. It's just the sense of yourself as being entertaining, you know, a person that other people would like to listen to and watch and enjoy, basically. And I've never felt that way about myself, even before the thought ever occurred to me to get into YouTube. And when I was able to convince myself to do it, like I've also said before, it was just so that I could share my gaming with my friend in North Carolina. So, yeah, I was thinking about it earlier today and thinking, gee, gosh, maybe, nah. What makes me feel better is the fact that I'm still screwing around with Remnant. And, of course, everybody that's either not, going through the game and just kind of playing around with it and doing re-rolling or whatever, they finished the game and they moved on to other things. And if I was even semi-popular YouTube gamer, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing. I mean, I couldn't be taking this game and just, uploading when I feel like it and being okay with that. I have come back to the game, and I admit that I'm feeling embarrassed, awkward. I've made more than one video. Not, bitching and moaning about the fact that I was stuck trying to find the Undying King. I don't know what to say other than the fact that I was right about one thing. I had basically opened up, not all of, I was going to say all of the Scouring Wastes, but if I'd opened up all of the Scouring Wastes, I would have found myself where I am now. The truth is, I don't know how I missed it. I really don't. Looking at the map, well, I can't do that now. I'm obviously not in the Scouring Wastes. But, when I was thinking of what people were saying to find the areas in the map that you hadn't opened, and I'm looking at a map that looks like it's all the same color, trying to find some area that I haven't opened. The truth is, there was a small area on the map that I just, whether I didn't look at it, or I looked at it and my brain just did not register the fact that that small little triangle up like more than halfway up the map on the left side was black as opposed to a very, very dark gray. Yeah. I feel like a moron. I don't know how I missed that. But then again, I didn't know what I was looking for. To me, I'm used to maps where they do change color in the areas that you've explored, that you've opened up. And this was so close to the color of the rest of the map that I had opened up. Again, I have no idea whether or not I just didn't notice it or I actually looked right at it and my brain did not, I don't know, it didn't register. And it doesn't matter because, after going back into the Scouring Wastes and wasting a hell of a lot of time going back through areas that I had already explored, I happened to open up the map one last time and I saw, that, so I made my way back up the map, and because I knew where I was going at that point, I did find it. Yeah. And I went through well through the light wall here is the I think it's the loom of the black sun. So I went through that and found myself here in the spindle. Yeah, the spindle. This is but see, I don't have to worry about feeling like a total idiot because who the hell is going to watch this video? And yeah, oh God. Does any of this babbling make me feel better? Not really. Through this fog wall is what I have been bitching and moaning about not being able to find. I think that it's claviger. I don't think it's the harrow. I think that in the spindle, if I remember correctly, while I was looking online trying to find. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed. Nobody's going to watch this anyway. I think that claviger is through there. Yeah. So I have been lost now for a while and feeling so frustrated. And here I am. So I'm going to go through this fog wall and fight what I assume is claviger. I don't know how they pronounce it. It doesn't matter. I don't think I'm going to record myself while I'm fighting the boss. I don't know. Maybe I will. I just wanted to do this because I am feeling sort of yeah, it just kind of awkward after bitching and moaning that but I was right. I had opened up all of the scouring wastes except where I needed to be. So I'm going to shut up now, and that's yeah, that's all. Before starting this fight, going to the fog wall, I was kind of conflicted about whether I wanted to get through the fight, hoping that I was going to get through the fight at some point, and then do voiceover, or if I wanted to actually do in-game commentary. I decided to do in-game commentary, but as it turned out, I forgot that I had muted the mic at one point. It doesn't matter why, but I forgot to unmute it. So when I listened to the video, there was no me there with commentary. And I have a feeling it was probably a better outcome. The truth is, I do tend to swear a lot in my regular, normal, non-gaming life and also in my gaming life. When I'm upset or frustrated, I tend to just swear a lot in general. I think I use my frustration and getting upset at times is my reason for swearing, and basically that's a cop out. I just tend to swear a lot, and but like I have mentioned in at least 2 of my previous videos, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. So how bad am I as a person if some of the worst things I do are damaging my body with copious amounts of sugar and having a bit of a foul mouth. Anyway, I really swore a lot during this fight because there were multitudinous deaths, and more than one of them came about because of getting interrupted in the healing animation. That tends to things like that really tend to piss me off a lot, and because I had died previously so many times with him, having a few times where I did come fairly close only to die because of that fucking lack of iframes in the healing animation. Yeah, I was pissed. Let's just say that I did swear, majorly so. So, and I had some moments near the end before I finally did beat him, where I was going into that what I call my darker gamer place. And yeah, so in the end, I think it's better that it didn't record. Um, One thing I've kind of come to understand about myself is that I don't cut myself as much slack as I do other people. When I listen to other gamers get angry and angsty and swear a lot, and they use words that even I tend not to use. Uh, I'm okay with that. That doesn't tend to bother me. There are certain words I don't like that are used, but that's kind of on me. Uh, but for myself, I don't know. When I get to this, what I think of as a darker gamer place for myself, I don't like myself that way, and that's kind of where I was with this boss fight near the end. So for various reasons, I'm glad that it did not record. Anyway, I beat him. I now have the key, and I I let the video play out a little bit after beating him. Uh, I went outside and headed towards the Undying King. I honestly don't know because I have not watched uh, certain parts of this fight. I didn't want to find out like too much about what was going to happen before or after beating him, assuming that I ever was going to beat him. So when I did get to the Undying King with the key, I have not opened up the barrier yet. I know it looks like there's some stairs that you have to go up to get to like the entranceway where the Undying King is. I don't know if there's a dungeon that I have to go through, if he's actually there, right, like at the beginning of that area. And I prefer not to know. I mean, there are certain things I just kind of like to find out on my own. So I think, very honestly, I don't know how I'm going to feel at the end of this game. I'm assuming I am going to push my way through it. If I've gone this far, but I don't see myself wanting to jump back into the game. Do any re-rolling to re-explore the world and maybe try different areas that have been re-rolled. I know there are bosses I'm not going to get on my first playthrough, and I wish I liked the game enough to want to re-roll and to go back and explore areas that maybe I've missed, or fight bosses that I haven't already encountered or will by the time I do get through the game. Yeah, I feel bad about that. There just has not been enough in this game to make me want to stay with it after completing it. Uh, but that's just me. I know there are a lot of people that have been staying with it and doing re-rolling and having a really good time with the game. I wish I was one of them. I'd like to think that maybe, as I think I'm at like 45% of the way through it. So I would like to think that maybe at some point I'm going to get to a new area where I'm going to pick up some different mods or some different weapons, different skills, things that will make the game a little more fun for me. I want that to happen. I really do. I don't want to end the game the way I'm feeling about it now, which is basically just wanting to get through it and then delete it from my hard drive. So anyway, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out, which is not much, and stop my usual rambling. So that's all.
This is due to periodic air pockets we encounter. There's no reason to become alarmed, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your flight. By the way, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly a plane?